I don't know. Have a good day.
Hello everyone and welcome back. Let's know what's time and find out what happened. I have been proposing to my girlfriend for 6 months. I had counted over nearly 180 knots. I will be in a relationship with my girlfriend for 10 years this month. She has been the greatest treasure in my life and I can't imagine my life without her. She was my first true love and while I didn't know it at the time, it was at first sight for me when I was only 12 years old. It's really cute, isn't it? I've also known I wanted to marry her for years, but our situation was never right for it. We were both living with our parents, saving up for even when we'd get a place of our own. We've now been living together happily for well over a year, and I know I want to ask her to marry me at our upcoming weekend getaway to commemorate our 10 years anniversary. Truth be told, I've known this for almost 8 months before any getaway was even planned. When I started working on my proposal in August, I wanted to make sure it was special without becoming something she could predict reliably. I'm pretty experienced at sending coded messages and she greatly enjoys receiving tokens of affection, however small. So eventually I settled on a 6-month proposal plan that I dubbed Operation Wingspan, hence the username. This guy is very creative, right? As for me, she has a great imagination. Let's find out what happened next. Every single day, I'd give her a sweet handwritten note to wake up to, all marked with a date in varying date notations, from 17 to 12 and 20/2, etc. Always a different text. Each note would have a letter indicated by said date notation. I would clue this sewing method on the last dated note she'd received, and when combined solved correctly, this note would spell out the text translated. My dear girlfriend, today on the 10th of March 2023, on our trip through getaway location, I want to ask you to marry me after 10 years. I love you and want you to be my side for the rest of my life. Girlfriend, will you marry me? Well, it's great, yeah? The day after the final dated note, I'd probably ask the question at the scenic view lawn and nature trail that we intend to walk. I have less than 10 notes left to give. I am both ecstatic and extremely nervous to ask the question proper and to reveal what I have been doing for the past 6 months. I hope I surprise her with the act. I hope she likes the ring I bought her. I hope she enjoys the puzzle I've left her. But most importantly, I really hope she will say yes. Update. A little over a week ago, I posted here about how I have been proposing to my girlfriend for the past 6 months. Today, I popped the question for real. A very sweet beginning. We had a rocky start of the day, but we eventually started our trek through Scotland. We'd rented a car with the intent of visiting the beautiful nature of the Highlands. I was nervous the whole day and could barely sleep the night prior, and my inexperience driving on the left side and the roads being a bit tight here and there didn't help matters much either. After a few stops on the way up north, we eventually arrived at Altnofet, where, while she was taking pictures of the gorgeous landscape, including the vast plains, she imposing mountainside and the stunning white house to offset against it. Look it up if you haven't heard of it, it's magnificent. At one point, when she was with her back towards me to focus on the picture and the nearby area was devoid of other people, I got down on one knee and was ready to pop the question, trying and failing to use the line that I had conjured over nearly 180 knots. Okay, drum roll. Upon turning back to me, she was in the complete awe when she saw me and could barely utter a single word after I asked the question, and just nodded instead and followed it out with a soft yes. She mentioned to me after the shock died down that she didn't hear anything I said, only registering her name and the word Mary. Her face was frozen with a smile of utter disbelief when she put on the ring, which she absolutely loves. It took well over 20 minutes until she was able to speak cohesively again. We took some more pictures and videos before heading back to the car, where I could finally tell how she could have known for almost 6 months. As I was telling her about the work I've done without giving away the solving method, you could see the wheels turning in her head. However, with the emotion and disbelief of the proposal still dominating her thoughts, her processing speed was very slow. Still, once she knew it was a puzzle, she desperately wanted to solve it. After some more guided talking and eventually driving to our next hotel, I provided her with the final clue again and some of the notes. I'd informed the hotel of my intents upon reservation, so they'd been so nice as to set a congratulatory gift in the form of chocolate, covered strawberries, and more delicious fruit. Once she started solving, it took her a bit to understand, but eventually she figured out how to solve the puzzle, and it made her even happier. Right now, she's fast asleep, cuddling up to me, exhausted from the tumultuous day while I'm writing this update for all of you and for myself to protest it all as well. I feel like the luckiest man in the world. That was so sweet, incredibly nice to see such a heartwarming story and hopeful start to a wonderful marriage. Good luck to your original poster and his fiancé. And now story time is over. Thank you for your attention and have a good one.
I don't know. Have a good day.